Ever scrolled past those headlines like I have about, you know,
Yeah.
about like some new tech startup that just like raked in millions and
Yeah.
thought, man, I wish I'd gotten in on that.
Right.
Yeah, me too. But here's the thing. For every overnight success story, there are countless others that just crashed and burned. So today we're talking about how to spot the difference. We are diving deep into the world of innovation investing with insights from the brilliant minds over at Haptic R&D Consulting. They're like the Sherpas of this world, guiding investors through treacherous terrain to find those hidden gems. And you know me, I'm always up for an adventure, especially when there's potential for a big payoff. So if you're ready to explore the exciting but often risky world of innovation investing, buckle up.
Yeah, it's true. The world of innovation investing can feel like navigating a minefield. One wrong step and boom, there goes your investment.
Okay, that's a little intense, but I get your point. So it's not just about finding the next big thing, right? It's about knowing how to assess the risks involved. Everyone talks about due diligence, but what does that actually mean in the context of innovation?
You've hit the nail on the head. It's about going beyond the hype and really understanding the real potential and the very real risks of an innovative venture.
Yeah.
Imagine a company claiming to have cracked the code on, say, personalized nutrition based on your DNA.
It sounds incredible, right?
Sign me up. I'm already picturing my personalized protein shake. Hold on, that's where due diligence comes in. We need to ask, does their scientific approach actually hold water? Has it been rigorously tested, validated? And even if the science is sound, what about the business side? Is there a viable path to market? Can they scale up production to meet the potential demand? These are just a few of the many layers we need to peel back.
So due diligence is less about saying yes or no, and more about getting a 360-degree view of the opportunity.
Precisely. It's about arming yourself with enough information to make an informed decision, not just relying on gut feeling or getting swept up in the excitement.
Makes sense. But isn't all this digging around going to scare away potential investors? I mean, who wants to hear about all the things that could go wrong?
Think of it this way. Wouldn't you rather know about the potential pitfalls before you fall into one? Smart investors don't shy away from risk. They understand it. And a thorough due diligence process helps you do just that. It's like having a risk radar, alerting you to potential storms on the horizon so you can adjust your course accordingly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. So it's not about eliminating risk entirely, because let's face it, that's impossible in the world of innovation, but about knowing what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting. Because effective due diligence isn't just about identifying risks, it's about uncovering hidden potential, those crucial details that can make or break an investment.
So it's like panning for gold. You're sifting through a lot of dirt and gravel, but every now and then you find a nugget that makes it all worthwhile.
That's a great analogy. And just like in gold panning, sometimes the most valuable nuggets aren't the ones you can see on the surface. You need the right tools and techniques to uncover them.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Can you give us an example of a time when due diligence uncovered one of these hidden gems, a real aha moment?
I've got just the story. A few years back, there was this company developing a new type of solar panel. They were using a completely novel material that promised to be more efficient and cheaper to produce than traditional silicon-based panels.
Sounds revolutionary. Were they able to deliver on that promise?
That's where it gets interesting. On paper, everything looked amazing. They had patents, a working prototype, and even a pilot manufacturing facility. But when we started digging deeper, we discovered something crucial.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What was it?
Their breakthrough material, the key to their whole business, relied on a rare earth element that was primarily sourced from a single mine in a politically unstable region.
Oh no, that's a major red flag.
Exactly. It was a risk they hadn't even considered in their initial projections. The price of that element was already volatile, and any disruption in supply could have crippled their entire operation.
So due diligence didn't just save investors from a potential loss. It actually revealed a fundamental flaw in the company's entire business model.
Precisely. Now, to be fair to the company, they weren't trying to hide anything. They were so focused on the technical innovation that they hadn't fully grasped the geopolitical risks associated with their supply chain.
That's a powerful lesson right there. Innovation doesn't exist in a bubble.
Absolutely. And that's why effective due diligence requires a holistic approach. You need to consider not just the technology itself, but the market dynamics, the competitive landscape, the regulatory environment, and yes, even the geopolitical climate.
It sounds like due diligence is almost like detective work. You're piecing together clues from all these different areas, to get a complete picture of the opportunity.
That's a great way to put it. And just like a good detective, you need to know which questions to ask and where to look for answers. And that's where things can get a little tricky, especially for those new to the world of innovation investing.
Because let's be honest, not everyone has the time or expertise to become a master detective of the investment world.
You're right. And that's why, in many cases, it makes sense to bring in outside help. There are specialized due diligence firms like Haptic that live and breathe this stuff. They have teams of analysts with deep industry knowledge and experience in assessing all aspects of an innovative venture.
They're like the Sherlock Holmes of the investment world.
Exactly. They can often spot red flags that others might miss and provide invaluable insights that can help you make more informed investment decisions.
It sounds like a worthwhile investment in itself. But let's get practical for a moment. If we were to break down due diligence into its essential ingredients, what would those be? What are the key areas investors should focus on?
Well, first and foremost, you need to understand the market.
Okay, that makes sense. You need to know if there's actually a demand for whatever it is this company is innovating.
Exactly. It's not enough for a product or service to be innovative. It needs to address a real market need. So when assessing the market, you'd want to look at things like market size, growth potential, and competitive landscape. Is this a market that's ripe for disruption, or is it already saturated with established players?
So you're looking for a market that's Goldilocks. Not too hot, not too cold.
Precisely. You want a market that's large enough to support growth, but not so crowded that it's impossible to stand out. And that leads us nicely to the next key ingredient, understanding the competitive landscape.
Competition, it's the spice of life, right?
Yeah.
But too much spice can ruin the dish.
Right.
What should investors be looking for when they're sizing up the competition?
It's about understanding who else is playing in the sandbox and what they bring to the table. Are there well-established players with deep pockets and a stranglehold on the market? Or are we talking about a field of emerging players all vying for a piece of the pie?
And I imagine the level of competition influences how an investor values the company, right? A bigger risk might mean demanding a bigger piece of the pie.
Exactly. If a company is entering a market with fierce competition, they'll need a rock-solid strategy to differentiate themselves. That's where assessing their intellectual property becomes crucial.
Ah, yes, the secret sauce, the patents, the trademarks, all that good stuff that sets them apart. But how do you evaluate something as complex as intellectual property?
It's about determining the strength and defensibility of their IP. Are their patents broad enough to provide meaningful protection? Are they likely to withstand legal challenges from competitors? And crucially, do they actually cover the core elements of their innovation?
So it's not just about having a patent, it's about having the right patent.
Exactly. And that's where specialized knowledge is invaluable. You might need patent attorneys or IP experts to help you navigate those waters. But let's say a company ticks all the boxes so far. Strong market, manageable competition, solid IP. There's still one crucial element we can't overlook:
Don't keep me in suspense. What's the magic ingredient?
the technology itself. All the market analysis and IP protection in the world won't matter if the underlying technology doesn't work as promised or can't be scaled effectively.
It's like having a fantastic blueprint for a house, but forgetting to make sure the foundation is stable.
Precisely. So technology due diligence is about rigorously assessing the feasibility, scalability, and cost-effectiveness of the technology itself. This could involve reviewing technical documentation, conducting independent tests, or even speaking with the company's engineers.
So you really need to get your hands dirty, so to speak. No wonder investors bring in the experts for this.
Absolutely. But even the most cutting-edge technology won't guarantee success if a company can't manage its finances effectively. And that brings us to our next key area: financial due diligence.
Ah, the numbers game. What are some red flags investors should watch out for here?
One key metric is the burn rate. How quickly a company is going through its cash reserves. A high burn rate without corresponding revenue growth could be a sign of trouble. We also want to look at their revenue model, their pricing strategy, and their overall financial projections. Are they realistic? Are they based on solid assumptions? These are all crucial questions to ask.
It sounds like financial due diligence is all about separating fact from fiction, making sure those impressive projections are built on a solid foundation.
You got it. And finally, we can't forget about the legal and regulatory landscape. This is often overlooked, but it can make or break an investment, especially in highly regulated industries like biotech or pharmaceuticals.
So what are we looking for here? Any skeletons hiding in the closet?
It's about ensuring the company is compliant with all relevant laws and regulations. This could involve reviewing contracts, permits, licenses, and any potential legal disputes.
So it's kind of like giving the company a background check.
Exactly. We want to make sure there are no hidden surprises that could come back to bite us later.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of due diligence. It's clearly not for the faint of heart, but the potential rewards seem well worth the effort.
Absolutely. Remember, knowledge is power, especially in the world of innovation investing. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the risks and reap the rewards.
And speaking of knowledge, our friends at Haptic R&D Consulting have a wealth of resources on their website, including the article that inspired this deep dive. You'll find a link to that in the show notes.
They're a fantastic resource for anyone looking to learn more about due diligence and innovation investing.
Well, that wraps up another deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of innovation investing and the crucial role of due diligence.
Remember, the next big thing might be just around the corner, but it's up to you to do your homework and invest wisely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.